are out there, you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're thinking about going into business, I want to ask a question that will help all of us. And the question is, George, what do you wish you knew or that somebody had told you before you went into business or became an entrepreneur?
There are certain things I would say that when I would say we, because I mean, watch the previous videos, unashamedly plugging in the previous videos here. But I would say when we were getting into this business, we looked up to people who had already gone ahead of us. And that's how we, you put the benchmark. That's how you're charting the path. You're looking at the people ahead of you and you're like, have we figured here? Have we figured there? Are we there yet? And that's one thing that we really learned, that we shouldn't do that. It's something that people do in life. You want to know you're good, you're progressing well in life. By your second job, you should be having your third car, probably living in this kind of neighborhood, your kids going to this kind of school. Your income should range between this much and this much. So how I'd explain that is, in the course of our business, we checked into business open-minded. And by open-minded, I mean, you just put your head down and you just run. You don't know where you're running, you hit a wall, you get up, navigate again, and keep running to a certain path. What that taught us was, first of all, God can lead your business. God can teach you business. God is the one who brings you business. That business, in fact, is not yours. It's God. God has given you that idea. Okay. There's this concept you hear people saying that when an idea hits you, there are probably 50 other guys who've been hit by that idea at the very same time. It's God who gives ideas. So are you going to be a good custodian with that idea and that business idea more so for the purposes of this conversation? Or are you going to squander it? So that's something that we really learned along the way. Another thing was basically systems. Kenya is actually an easy place to really start a business, and it's going to get easier. Because you go to Kigali, Rwanda, I hear you can register a business within 24 to 48 hours. And I hear we're going there. And now everything, the whole system, e-citizen, is all online. But you also have to adhere to the systems. Number one, paying tax. That's something huge, At some point in our business, even right now, we're still just, learning all that. Second thing is licenses. There's nothing as scary as a Kajo guy with 2 other goons checking into your office telling you have no fire extinguisher.
Did you know, by the way, did you know about all these things before? Or they appeared and then you were like, oh, we're meant to have them?
We got a license. We got a business license.
No, like the fire extinguisher.
But the fire extinguisher, we didn't know. We didn't know that you need to have a fire extinguisher. So all of a sudden, these guys just barge into your office and they're like, hey, happy fire extinguisher. Who's the owner of this business? And they identify you, they tell you, where is the fire extinguisher? We'll arrest you right now. Of course, they harass you, nini. So those things, like, you wish you would have just dug in, because right when they show up when it's business hours. They don't care if you're in a client meeting. They don't care if guys are working, but when they show up, they've shown up. They're just there dragging everything, trying to drag people around and things like that. So you wish you would have known that, But how we fixed that is by employing or getting for example, an accounting consultant or someone who also can do an admin stuff, someone who we vetted, he had a good reputation and things like that. So he really got our business structures in, but we learned our lessons the hard way at the very same time. Same thing as when you're doing payroll, you have to pay NHIF, you have to pay NSSF, you have to do your payee. You have to pay that. You have to pay the government what they owe. You have to ensure that right now NHIF is quite good. With 500 shillings, someone can be able to be covered in certain areas in their life. I mean, that's information that we also have to tell the people we work together with, the people you've brought into the business, So those are just some of the things that I wish could be out there. Now with digital platforms, it's very easy to be able to educate people getting into business, and this more so a call to people who hold these offices, is that there needs to be education. It's not that easy to find that information. I mean, is there a website for City Hall where you can go and get all this information? Yes, there is, but how many people frequent websites today on their mobile phones and things like that? So the process, yes, the government is trying its best to be able to ease the process through online and digital, but there needs to be education.
That's true.
On these things.
Even tax, like
Yeah.
we need a whole course online that people can
be able
register
to.
for. Yeah.
And I mean, they're trying. You know, the governments are doing it. Yeah. KRA is doing it with the tax education and all these things. So it's something that will really help just for people. If today someone wants to start a business, they know where to go. They get all the information and boom. Because now there are even people who do their business in the houses and office. But do you know that there are laws that govern that for you to have your office in your home? That you have to meet certain requirements, all these things. People don't know. You just think that you're just doing it to evade costs. But at the end of the day.
And yet ignorance is no defense.
It's not.
If the fact that you don't know, by the way, it doesn't matter.
It's
you
not.
will be in trouble.
Yeah, you'll go into that cell in City Hall.
Okay, so what's the call to action to get everybody who is in these institutions, you know, governing institutions, to get the information out and to get people knowing, and that's what is going to encourage a lot more business out there. Yeah,
Definitely.
to start and to continue to do the right thing, because a lot of them don't do it just because they don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. So our call to action is to get government institutions to provide this information so that it is easily accessible and available. If you look to start a business, there's one place like a Huduma something online, you know, there's all the information that you can get, because ignorance is no defense. It is no defense. If you have any questions, please write to us, write in our comment section. In the meantime, subscribe, because there's lots more information coming. You are watching All Access. I am Rina Hicks, and this is MoneyWise, where we create, grow, and preserve wealth.